Son of a biscuit. Short arms. Short arms. Okay, guys. I sure hope I got that. You can see my desk now. Okay. It is a rough weekend. You can tell in my voice. That's just leftover junk, okay? So I don't really know how this is gonna go. What I'm gonna do. Okay. I'm exhausted. But it's not because of the energies or anything like that. My son had his cross country meet yesterday. And it's the one that his school puts on. Only there's 3 schools that come together and they put it on. And when I tell you there's like over 100 schools that show up. And there's like elementary, middle school, and high school. And when I tell you like high school is like 9th grade girls and boys, then there's the junior varsity girls and boys, and there's varsity girls and boys, and then like elementary has like 4 different levels by age group. And my happy manning the start line, and I was exhausted. Like so bad that I got a Charlie horse last night because where I stood so long in the middle of the night. So, anyways, all right. So this is what you get. I put on. First off, I'm a lucky gal because I hear UK has rebranded and done one of those stupid brands. Like it's the ugliest. It's the ugliest thing on God's green earth. It's ugly, and so I'm lucky to own this. Where when it was good, when the mascot looked good. I don't know what they're doing anymore. But I went outside and it's so cool. I know it's August and like the heat's gonna come back, but for right now it feels like fall. So I'm just I'm in a cozy mood. So it might have the cadence and the sound of like a coffee and tarot because I do have my coffee. Try and wake my happy little butt up. We're gonna have to bear with the morning voice, the congestion. But this is a weekly check-in. This is Sunday that I'm recording this. I'm not recording, guys. I'm live so that I don't have to upload because we all know how that goes for me. But yeah, I do want to say when I was preparing and getting ready, I saw a blue jay. I don't know what that means. I don't know why my hair looks like this. Anyways, so there was a blue jay. So that felt significant because it caught my eye big time. The way that it was flying, I was like, all right. If it's morning where you're at, you'll understand. I'm like, okay. Let's do this. Sacred Traveler's Oracle. I definitely feel like somebody's looking for a new job or a new way to make money. Somebody's looking for a new job, a new way to make money. Fall's coming early. You know, I heard somebody act like, I know fall's not usually harvest season. I was like, yes, the fuck it is. What are we talking about? That fall is harvest season. Do people not know that? Like fall is considered harvest season. Because they were giving me autumn, fall, whatever you can call it, is coming early. Like fall's coming early. Passion and pleasure. I'm a little too cozy, I feel like. Like, if you're somebody who's normally outgoing, boisterous, whatever you want to call it, um, you may have a bit of more of a chill in your get it a bit more chill in your demeanor, either as of late or here soon. Like, I don't know, nonchalantness. Is that a word? Nonchalantness. Because this feels really, actually, a little more than just cozy. It's like I want to sit on a porch swing. I don't know. I mean, that's cozy. I don't know how to explain it. Almost like I don't have a fuck in the world to give. Dude, like this. This is what it feels like watching clouds. I kid you not. Lie back, rest, and relax. Just like not a fuck in the world. I don't feel like this is. I don't feel like that's anything. Okay, so underneath it though, can I just say that I'm a little irritated with how slow the energy is? I'm like, let's go. Let's go. We got this shit. Do it. But I don't know. I just like. I also feel like you can't. Jesus. Walk in beauty. Wondrous universe. Transformation. There's a black kitty outside. A fresh new way of living emerges. Release control. We've had those two before. The new way of living emerges and releasing control, and open your heart to joy. So this is given Six of Cups energy for me, where a little bit of like childlike wonder, but Six of Cups, like enjoying the little pleasures in life and taking the time to savor those pleasures and enjoy those moments and indulge in it. And it's almost like I feel like sometimes you're too quick to pass through something, and there's a lot of experience in it for you. A lot that could lift your spirits, they're saying. And so there is a surrender to the journey. There's a surrender going on where, again, I just feel like I am swinging on the hammock, swinging on a porch swing, just like, okay. I don't know why they're acting like this, but okay. Storm and Tarot. Like, you are really allowing yourself to pick up on, observe, and enjoy a lot of little pleasures. It's like hopping from one pleasure to the next. Like, those little stones that you. It's hopping from one pleasure to the next. It's not searching, needing, or requiring some kind of big. Sometimes our ego really wants these big, massive dopamine hits. This is more like life is laced with dopamine. Like, there's no up and down, up and down, up and down kind of thing. Like, you get the big rush to satiate you, and then you need another big rush. Like, this is just like walking on the pebbles, on the stones. I'd like to get away from the frou-frou and like. There's a different cadence. A new way of living emerges. There's a different cadence. That's what it is. There's a different cadence to your life now, which is like the rhythm, right? A different kind of rhythm to how things unfold, how you experience it, how you move. With those big bursts of like dopamine and things like that, that you like thrill seeking, like you need those that um there's a chase that happens with that, right? So now you're not chasing that. And when you're in that energy, there's this rush, even when you're not moving. There's this internal sense of like force, but again, releasing control of trying to chase that. And you don't have to chase that. Like there's actually a lot of things that you can delight in. Yeah, your cadence is changing. You know, people who chase goals so they feel accomplished, like this is just, but they miss a lot in the in between. And I think that you recognize you've missed a lot of things in between in trying to get somewhere. It just reminds me of somebody who like hits a certain age and they're like, I like being sick of the rat race. But the rat race really is within. It's really something that we just internally just can't help but like even when you're sitting still, you're churning, you're churning, you're churning. Like I need a hit. I need a hit of I need something to really, you know what I mean? Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. True, genuine desire and contentment within. True, genuine personal contentment. And I think these dopamine hit seeking things was really, you thought you had to do that to get to this place, this sense of this different cadence in life. Like that was the purpose and intent of two things here. I feel like you've been like moon card. I've got like chipping away. They're giving me this chipping away at something. Like an illusion. You've been chipping away at this. It doesn't sound right though. It doesn't feel right. I don't want to say illusion. Chipping away. They're also giving me a sense of when you're constantly churning on the inside and you're seeking, 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 and then you go to the next one. It's like it never satiates. It never lasts. It's and it eats away at your intuition, your sense of connectedness. I keep saying chipping away, but it doesn't sound like that's related to the intuition. And I'm trying to figure it out. We have Seven of Swords, which is like that's self deception. That's the lies you tell yourself. Maybe the chipping away is thinking that you're actually making progress by either chasing little goals or every time you hit something, okay, now the next one, and now the next, like you're actually making some kind of like progress, but you're not. I heard chipping away at your confidence. Oh, so when you're dopamine seeking, because it always drops off, it always, and then you have to like, and you got somewhere and you, and it's like, it's a really exhausting energy. Because then we have the King of Swords. Everything has been a fight. It makes life a fight, and it makes it very difficult to make decisions because you're always feeling like you're in a fight, even when you're not. Like, I get the sense of somebody literally being held still And no matter what's happening in your life, even if you're not doing anything, even if the internal just um it's like I keep finding moments of gratification where I'm safe, but it's never anything consistent. And if you know anything like blood glucose or anything, the higher the peak, the lower the valley. You know, so if you get a dopamine hit, I mean the sinking that happens as it wears off. And so you feel really unstable, unable to connect to anything, especially your intuition, unable to feel grounded, unable to make decisions and determine how to maintain something. It also will deplete you. So maybe this is the reason why I went into my son. Like when he runs, that happens. If y'all know runner's stomach or anything else like that, but it pulls everything from the muscles, and it also it forces a like a glucose dump, and so they end up you end up shaking. Like that's why you have the shakes because your glucose levels are impacted. Right? It draws on the reserves to be able to push through. But those kind of things also run your stomach. One kid last night, he had to stop mid run and he was just puking and vomiting, right? And I just stood right next to him as he did it because this is actually very normal. And he just looks up at me. I'm like, "You're okay, honey," And he got up and he kept running. Um, my son will get the shakes. I mean, I have to give him like there's just it's this sense of it depletes you. You're depleted by the time you get to the high because of the churning, the chasing inside. You just get depleted, and so you have nothing to sustain you to. It's like you don't have anything in you to sustain whatever you've achieved. The moment that you've achieved, you can't capitalize on it or build on it. It's chipped away at your confidence. It's chipped away at your sense of self, your ability to connect with your intuition. Um, There's a sense of fragility because they're showing me how the glass keeps being punctured, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? So there's something really you're really fragile about something. And it's exhausting. It's just exhausting. You most certainly don't feel like you're on your throne at all. You don't feel well rooted, well grounded. I'm also getting this vision of somebody who is having successes, who is doing something, but again, it doesn't satiate. It's like unless you're in the grind constantly, you don't feel secure, despite your finances being okay. Something internally is not feeling has something going on, and you're like moving from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, and you don't get to experience the Six of Cups, the rose tinted glasses. Like something about you when you stop doing that. Like, some people, like, if they stop being productive, they don't feel right inside. That's about to change for somebody. Somebody's cadence and the way in which they live life is about to change. Okay. So, okay. New era elements. There's something that is going to start to unfold for you that's really meant to happen. We have the high priestess. She in this one, the cards are right before her, and they're spilling the beans almost. I do get a sense that your higher self, your intuition, your soul, spirit source, whatever you want to call it, is with you and showing you something. You're picking up on it now, but it's going to become a lot more clear when you enter into this different cadence. Like, and I'm over here. The reason why I'm like, is there something like with somatic that they need to do to help them transition into that? I, and it's like, because if you've been existing in one, it ain't cupcakes and roses to transition into the other one. So something to be like the pin to the change, right? The linchpin to the chain to the change. Mhm. I'm talking right, right? Um, because rarely is there ever just a flip of a switch. And I think that's where this comes in. I think spirit is playing a role or another aspect of you. I might be talking to somebody out there doesn't like to be as woo woo as I am. Where I'm like spirits and they're like, it somehow feels better if it's like my higher self, my soul. There's something, that the spiritual aspect of me versus, you know what I mean? Like spirits out there to, I don't know. Because I keep trying to correct or add in other words. So someone may not like look at something as like a direct download. I'm seeing something, like whatever. That might make you feel a little weird. Okay. Um, but doesn't there's another piece of you that I mean, like a switch gets turned on, like a knowing without knowing, that type of energy. Something is trying to reveal itself to you, and it's going to. It's going to. I get the sense somebody envisions. You really think that whatever the dopamine hits, the chase, whatever it is, the need for productivity, the this thing, this you think is leading you to your nine of cups, this new cadence in life. Um, Something's gonna happen where you enter into this kind like it really is what you want. You wanna, like, thoroughly enjoy all the different things. Like, I get happy going for a walk, and I hit what I call a good pocket of air. I'm like, "Oh, that air right there is really" like, I get excited. I get excited, when we find little wildflowers out there. Like, I'd be collecting stuff. My son already knows. He just, like, ever since he was little, and we collect all these little flowers, I bring them here, and I put them on my and it's just like, I get excited for mushrooms, okay? And I probably have like over 1,000 photos of mushrooms in my drive. I'm just saying. And it's like that's what somebody wants. Somebody wants a more consistent, continuous flow of wonder and delight, all like sprinkled all throughout their days instead of this. They want different than this churning. They think the churning is getting them there, and it's not. And something flips the switch, and then they learn that was never getting them where they wanted to be. It can get them other things, but not what it is that they were thinking it was going to take them to. and you just hit a spot where clarity really just like again, you may just frame it as a knowing, a knowing. Ace of Swords. It's like when you hit this comfy, cozy, new cadence, you get new insights or a new level of clarity and how you want to bring something about or how you want to form your life or how you because the high priestess with the ace of swords is giving me some kind of path, some kind of path. I think you make a decision what's worth pursuing and what's not. So these little things that you keep going after to give you this sense of success, this sense of okay, I'm making progress, this sense of okay, that's like I don't know, it just gives you this because you're going through this like work hard depleted, work hard depleted, work hard. And again, I feel like most of that is internal. Yes, there are some external things that you do, like energy wise, but it's like it just depletes you mostly because of what it causes internally. Pardon that. Coffee, guys. And there's something about when you really get into this cadence, you're like, oh, I'm so much more clear on exactly what I want to do. And anything that doesn't fit with that does fall away. Maybe you were doing a lot and you narrow things down. Maybe you had your energy spread amongst a lot of different things. And you're like, oh, I really only I want to whittle that down. Pardon. I want to whittle that down. You get real clear on what you want to do. And I get this feeling of a new way of doing something or like a new way of moving. Again, cadence, I get a new cadence is kind of like the rhythm of life, but there's also like a new expression of you, a new way of expressing something. Son of a biscuit. So we have Five of Wands, this being pulled in 20 different directions, things feeling chaotic, competing goals with one another. Okay, Five of Wands. Then we have this Tower where it just all stops. It all comes grumbling. You're like, it's a no. And funny enough, it was, I had just said this, there's going to be a lot of things that you have attempted to do that are just going to fall away because the Three of Pentacles really is about building and creating and working and things like that. It does say work on the card, but it came out reversed. You definitely gonna have a lot fall away. A lot that feels like work. Again, it felt like work because of whatever was happening internally. I just feel like it was unnecessary. It was used as the thing to take you to feeling satiated and secure and comfortable within your own body. And you're like, I don't want that anymore. Because now that you have this new cadence in life, you're like, there is zero desire for that. There's zero to entertain conflict, to entertain these like 15 hands and 15 different things. What is the tower? What is that switch? When I tell you, it feels like it's a instant. That would be a tower. Something instantly just happens, and it's different. It's fucking different, and that's not usually like. Usually, there is a process from going from one to the other, and I'm like, how do you just movements do they need to like? Because it feels like, how do you transition your central nervous system like that when it's been so used to the peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, shit like that? How do you, how what? And again, there's something within your spirit, within your soul that just you're giving me Drake's flip a switch. Like that song where he's flip a switch. And I'm not big on Drake, but that song, I guess. King of Wands. You really become the King of Wands. You narrow your focus down. And that, again, this is going with the Ace of Swords. I told you, you narrow your choices down. Your motivation automatically just amplifies. Your desire becomes more, I don't know why I want to say more real, more clear than it has ever been before. How to do that, how to execute that. This is what I want. This is what I want. And the level of follow through, something happens and you're like, oh. And when you get it, it's like you get a taste of it. And it's almost like, like Four of Wands, a milestone, time, like life before and then life after. It's just, and that is just a moment in time where it's like, I get it. Something happens, though, guys. Something does that. Something. Okay, now they're doing Aladdin's A Whole New World. I'm like, oh my God. Right? That's Aladdin. Is that Aladdin? It's a whole new world. It is. My brain doesn't know. It just yanks shit out of thin air. It's like, here you go. And I'm like, oh, okay. Thanks. Because we have the Knight of Cups and the universe. And the Knight of Cups is something comes in that spins your whole perspective on your world. I want to say something comes in, something that changes your world. An experience, a person, that's what I'm trying to get at. Why can't y'all just give me the fucking put it? Why are we tiptoeing around, spirit? You're fucking pissing me off now. What did I tell you? Four of Wands. There's a moment that happens. You want to know what that moment is? I knew this shit. I swear to God. Queen of Wands. The moment you connect with somebody, your world changes. That's why the Blue Jay was doing some. It caught my eye just before I got on. That's definitely life partner, soulmate, something or other. This is giving me heavy, like somebody who operates in their masculine, who is trying to reach this level of this cadence in life where everything is delightful and yummy and can enjoy all the little moments and pleasures and things like that, and it's like constantly churning inside, doing this because never really feeling satiated and feeling like they've achieved it, like they've reached that place, and so is chasing the dopamine hits off of accomplishments, off of um, moving through goals, but it's always like it's never sustaining. It's actually more um, depleting than anything else. It's a yearning, and it just like that. They meet this person and they settle into this. I have been reading for the masculine way more, way more than I have in a long. Like I feel like it's been like at least 3 years. I mean, let's put it this way, where it is made abundantly clear that I'm reading for the math, right? Like anytime before, it's like it'll feel very ambiguous, but it has been a lot here recently where I'm reading for the masculine. It's like their world finally shows up, the thing that anchors them in to this existence and and helps them like a switch to just enjoy all the little moments. I told you, Four of Wands, it's like that milestone, life before and life after, the way in which you see, perceive, experience um, this constant pursuit of something, anything, many things that falls away. This internal conflict and churning, it falls away in an instant. And because we have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands with the Four of Wands between, the moment you meet your match, that's what happens. Your match comes into your life. You meet them. And your goals, pursuits, desires, perception, paradigm all shifts. Because for once you feel settled, you feel like there's a comfort, there's a joy, there's a delight. You now aren't in a rush to get somewhere. You want to enjoy every minute of the journey. Everything seems beautiful because it's experienced with this person. And it's exactly what you have desired and wanted. You've been trying to get to this place, but it wasn't through. And again, I'm not saying the journey started out thinking if I just do this, it'll get me there. But eventually it turned to that because that became your crutch. And everything that you were doing, hey, was, I mean, the reason things, when you couldn't sustain those moments and create that sense of continuity in your life where this was, you couldn't hit this point. I mean, that's where the glass house, like, it feels so fragile. You were very fragile in this space, which may be why you never really settled down. Because if you stopped for too long, the pain of not having this would show itself. And this could be for like even when you were in relationships, they weren't the right one, and it still existed, so you kept going. Okay. Um, I just feel like the reading is going to give you perspective. I don't know if this person has shown up yet. And if they have, maybe it's time to acknowledge who they are or acknowledge that. But given that I said it's almost like you get a bit of you're getting a bit of it now. Okay. Remember I said you're getting a bit of it now, but but the switch happens. So it tells me some of you all could have met this person already or come across them in some capacity. And it's like in that this can come through a lot of this understanding of awareness of the constant chasing isn't getting you what you want. And somehow coming across this person is causing you to really settle in. Black Kitty's back. Say hello to Bass. Um, how do I put this? There's like this coming across, a switch happens, you settle in a little bit more, and then your higher self, intuition, and any of those things really start to land, and it's something becomes even more clear. So much more clear. So I take it as this for whoever is the King of Wands, when you come across the Queen of Wands, a switch happens. But then, because the switch happens, it brings you to a place of, oh, and then you can see fully who the Queen of Wands is. It's giving maybe like initially, I feel a difference, I sense a difference, and some things ignited in me, but it might take a, like, once I'm settled in, I really, and then it really lands on who this person is. Tell me, am I close? Where am I going? Secret Tarot. We're gonna clarify this, and I'll let you guys go. Because I get the feeling that it's either for some of you, it literally has already happened, and this switch has been activated, and you're settling into yourself, and it's allowing more clarity to come through about what you desire, where you want to focus, all that kind of stuff. Um, and you definitely feel less and less about grinding and working in the way that you have been, like consuming your time to find the next hit, the next dopamine hit, the next success, the next whatever, just to keep yourself busy. And others, it's literally about to happen. So that's why it's the energy of the week, because it's the prominent energy in your field right now. Careful not to gaslight yourself. I think you've been so used to this push and pull within yourself that you've had to put up a wall, like, because you've never attained it. Even when you were in relationships with people, even if you dated somebody, you never really attained it. And so it feels unfamiliar. And again, this is what I was thinking. I was like, shouldn't there be a bit of a transition? Like, wouldn't there be a transition from feeling that way to the calm, the peace, the pleasurable, the sense of enjoyment in all the little things, like something somatic needs to change. Your central nervous system would need to change, right? But they're still given the idea that it's like a switch. But I feel like maybe your mind wants to like, wait a minute. I don't know about this shit. Because it's like you almost observe yourself. Again, see, the constant whatever, okay? Like like the chase of not a person, but a feeling, a thing, a sense, uh, energy frequency in life, a cadence of life. You were chasing that, and it had your wall. You just felt so you didn't really know how to achieve that. You're pulled in so many different directions. You got to a place of not trusting much, having your walls up because it's like, no, 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 I want this thing. You didn't want anything to stop you from achieving this thing. Like you were grinding hard. Seven of Swords. Again, Seven of Swords has come out. There's this fragility. I don't know if you see yourself as I get the sense the masculine saw themselves as having been deceived before, easily deceived, naive maybe. And that really like I want to get to the sense of like I was gonna say fragile ego, but they're like, nope, just really fragile inside. That's why this is here. That's the reason why there was such a fight. There was this trying so hard to discover something, this desire, this yearn that they couldn't seem to reach. And it's tied to this. So there's something about something like the seed being planted this week that is going to bring up issues. That's going to highlight this. Which gives maybe why I felt like maybe there's like a momentary like unawareness of when the Queen of Wands enters your life or comes across your path. You don't recognize it right away. And it's almost like something about the switch hat, like the flipping of the switch. Your cadence suddenly changes. Your paradigm, the way you're experiencing things, your knowing, your clarity, and then going, wait a minute. Briefly, I don't know. Something about this because you're so used to this wall being up. It's like you observe yourself in the transition. You observe yourself. That's what gives you the awareness of who this person is. Or that something like that has the seed is planted. Page of Pentacles, the seed is planted in your reality. So again, for some, the person crosses your path. That's the seed being planted. What you're going to go through is this recognition, this understanding. Because how did I just switch up like that? How do I suddenly just feel like they make me feel like how is it that this person comes across my path and this is how I feel? You don't trust it exactly at first, but it's more of a mental thing because your whole body is just calm with it. And it's like this week there's this recognition of like you're almost like outside of yourself observing yourself or inside yourself observing yourself. You're like, what in the so either okay, so where you've already this person's crossed your path, your recognition of this and the seed being planted is just a little bit longer than say somebody else because I feel like somebody else would have this person come across your path and instantaneously, you know what I'm saying, this. And when I say somebody's already come across your path and like it takes you a little bit longer, the change in your cadence happened immediately, but your brain wanted to ponder for a bit. Like, what is going on? But I'm not getting more than just like a couple weeks. So this is very, 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 very fresh. This seed has just or is just about to be planted. Taking forever to get this message out. You are getting. So the thing that you have felt like you've been searching, chasing, yearning for, Three of Swords, that you've been without, that you've been in separation from, that you've tried to go after all these little things with, shows up in your reality. The thing that you've been missing, the thing that you've needed, the thing, the person, the experience, come Pentacles shows up in your life. You finally receive it. The thing that you've been missing. Five of Swords came out reversed. The battle ends. I think that's what triggers you to go, wait a minute. Like that internal churning that feels like the internal battle just stops. It's like sitting on a porch swing. And again, that may you connect with this person that may be like, what the fuck? Because this remember I said it's like a switch, it's the tower moment. Like instantaneous. I'm like, how is this instantaneous? And it's like that might be you going, how the fuck? Like maybe that scares you. This recognition of what this person did when they came across your path, you may be questioning yourself, like, oh, okay, there ain't no way. Like maybe it happens so fast, you're like, the speed, the instantaneousness of it. But it is it's a fated path crossing. Things, the wheel turns instantly. I can't say it enough. It's that may take you aback. You can trust this. You don't need to overanalyze this. You don't have to have your sword drawn. You can focus in on this desire. If you feel yourself doing that, becoming the King of Wands, you're like, that's what I want. This is what I want. This is the truth. This is like, I just feel like you're no longer fractaled out. You're just like this. That might give you pause. But move forward. Because yes, this person is going to be everything that you've wanted. Has all the qualities and everything that you could possibly desire. This is just the masculine. This is your experience. This is your internal realm. This is I don't think you've ever you've been chasing this feeling. But when it happens, because it happens like that, you're like, wait the fuck a minute. But it's like almost too late because the seed has already been planted. That bitch is gonna grow. That's that. Like, that's that. Okay. This is when I tell you I have not ever, and especially in love, like even when I did have a lot of readings for the masculine, it wasn't necessarily love. So this is a you know, there's got to be a surgence right now happening within those who are embodying the masculine energy because this is a lot. of I don't know. I maybe like masculine's coming online, like some people say, but it's not just coming online. It's a whole new era of masculine though within love. So is what it is, guys. I hope that you'll have a great day. I will see you all in the next read.